Good morning. I was up bright and early this morning, and I didn't even finish one cup of coffee, and I was already getting dressed and getting moving, and we are going out the door because we got to stop at Walmart, then we got to run down the Wegmans, and I'm really hoping that we can get everything we need in those 2 spots. Then we have to stop at Duran Farms. We have to get our milk for the week, and then I'm going to come home and I am going to start getting things going. So, yeah, you know, when you got a lot of people coming to your home for Christmas dinner, you kind of got to do things preparation-wise a lot earlier than just the night before, at least for us, because the night before we have church service, and then we go over to our daughter's house and we celebrate over there for Christmas Eve, and then Christmas morning there's going to be church, and then I have the kids all coming over at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so I kind of have to have everything ready. I will even have the table in the dining room and everything set up before tomorrow evening. So anyways, I just thought I'd let you know that little bit of information, and I am going to scoot, and I will talk to you and let you know how my day goes. I hope that your day is blessed. Well, we just got back. Yeah, I'm a bit of weather tossed, but I wanted to show you something. I bought, when my kids were very, very small, this little Santa, and he's the old-fashioned Santa with the long coat, and he has his pipe, and his mouth is open, and you used to be able to put a cone of incense in him, and then it would look like he's smoking his pipe. Well, I could never find any cones with incense, and when I ran into Walmart this morning in order to get a puzzle and some other stuff, like I had said, I found some that were myrrh, like the smelling, like the 3 wise men, gold, frankincense, and myrrh. So, yeah, I thought I'd show you that. But that's what the cone looks like. You just put it on there and you light it. And then you put Santa Claus on top. And hopefully you'll be able to see the smoke coming out of his mouth. So Santa's is smoking his pipe. As soon as you think you're nearly done, you go out and you buy more stuff. Not smart, I know. But I did want to show you the puzzle that I ended up getting for my one grandson, Luke, who's in the 5th grade. They really like Star Wars, him and his brother, and so I ended up getting Star Wars, 1,000 pieces. I thought he'd enjoy that. And then his brother, I got, it's 1,000 pieces also, but this is the more traditional one, I think, because this is Star Wars. And this one actually comes in a metal tin. That's kind of nice. So they'll each get a book and they'll each get a puzzle. So that'll work really well. And I got some Adidas pants that my granddaughter from yesterday's vlog that was helping with the cookies, and then I got that head thing that I showed you before, so I ended up getting a cute little bag to put hers in. But Jacob, that's the 17-year-old that you saw yesterday, the only thing I'm doing for him is I'm just giving him money, because I mean, at 17, what am I going to get? I can't afford the stuff that he wants. So I just got a little bag. And I'm going to put a little bar of soap in there, and I'm going to give him money. And so his is going to be a really little gift. But he's getting money too. So my adult children are going to get the money plus what you had seen me give them, and then, or, you know, purchase for them. And then he's just going to get a little thing of soap, and I will put cash in his. So I think the only thing I need to do is find some wrapping paper, and I know I have some for Luke and Nathan's gift, and I'm good to go. I got those cookies put away this morning, and as I lifted them off the wax paper, there was like frosting that was like caked around the edges of all the cookies. And I'm looking at these, I'm thinking, there's probably as much frosting as there is cookie. So yeah, I'm sure that they're really gonna like those. But I just wanted to check in. I'm getting excited. Things are coming together here for us. And hey, my husband's gonna lay down and get a little bit of rest. We ended up stopping over at Eaton Park and getting the salad bar for lunch just so that it would be easier on me and him, so that we didn't have to, like, you know, start digging through the refrigerator that is so full of Christmas stuff that it would be hard for me to even find. But yeah, you know what? As for the cooking, all I have to do now today is make my meatballs. And hey, the rest I'm going to have to do tomorrow. I'm only going to make 2 dips. And one is a radish dip and one is a salmon dip. And I will definitely, this weekend, I will show you how to do that. And if I don't post it on Monday, I will definitely then back post it on Tuesday, because I think that these are dips that you're really going to like. So a lot of it just depends on how much, with Christmas and everything, I can actually get edited and get up into YouTube. So that's basically what you know, the issue would be, is just between family and everything coming over and us going to family, how much time in between am I going to have to do that? So I will talk to you throughout my day, because I think I am rambling again. I wanted to show you what I've been wrestling with. My table that I use in my dining room normally, we had purchased when we lived in our previous home that did not have a dining room, but had an eating area within the kitchen. So when we moved here, we have a kitchen with a large island and no room for kitchen table. So I just utilized my dining room table, because it was a stone top table, into my dining room. But it is not big enough for 12 people to sit around. So we have these folding tables. 2 of them actually belong to my oldest son and my daughter-in-law, and then this large one at the center, at the top here, is mine. And trying to find the best way to be able to get people to be able to still maneuver around the table, and it's been quite a little challenge. And so actually, I'm like sweating, because I've been wrestling with these tables and these chairs, and I've been moving them from one point to another point to another point. And, you know, we've used them in years past without any difficulty, but we usually also had a kids' table. And now all of them are old enough to sit with the adults, and I have my antique curio cabinet. And so I have to make sure that the chairs aren't going to hit the back of that curio cabinet. That's my concern. And so this year I've kind of flopped them the opposite way. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start setting it with the table covers and that, and see what it looks like, and I'll show you. Well, I believe I have gotten it all together. I realize that we still need chairs to go around here, and those are actually down in the basement. We have folding chairs that he will bring up tomorrow. But that's about the best that I could do. I think it looks kind of pretty. And this is it at the other angle. Oh my gosh, am I warm? Just too much running around. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make myself a nice big glass of ice water. And I'm just going to sit down for about 10 minutes, and then I'll start cleaning up around here, because I made a bit of a mess by moving all this stuff around and getting those tables up, and yeah. Had to move plants out of the dining room, and you know how plants are. They start moving them and leaves start coming off. So anyways, I'll talk to you in a bit. Good evening. I hope that everyone has had a wonderful day. And I realize that when you watch this, the next day will be Christmas. And so I thought I would talk a little bit about Christmas love. And I'm going to be reading from Mark chapter 15, verses 19 and 20. And it may not seem like this has anything to do with the Christmas story. It says, "Then they struck him on the head with a reed and spat on him, and bowing the knee, they worshipped him. And when they had mocked him, they took the purple off him, put his own clothes on him, and led him out to crucify him." Christmas is really one of the most joyous Christian holidays. It happens to be my very favorite Christian holiday. It's a time to remember the birth of Jesus Christ, our Savior. And Christmas is a time to share our blessings with each other and to be surrounded by the people that we love. It's a time of giving, and it's also a time of forgiving. Most importantly, it is a reminder of how much God loves us. There once was a little child that asked his Sunday school teacher, why did God send Jesus if he knew he was going to die? In fact, Jesus wasn't going to just die. Jesus was going to be mocked, beaten, tortured, and then sentenced to die a slow, painful crucifixion, all at the hands of those that he came to save. It's strange because us Christians, we like to remember the good times in Jesus' life. We like to tell the nativity story, but we forget that shortly after his birth, Christ needed to flee from Herod's army. We tell about his wisdom and about his love and how he healed, but we forget about his suffering. We forget the price he paid for our sins. We forget the lengths that God went to show us his love. To be honest, thinking about this can leave us dumbfounded because God knows what should happen to his son. He knew what was going to happen to his son. God had told Isaiah, along with many other prophets, of the suffering the Savior would endure. God knew the very creatures that he had created would crucify him. And yet God lowered himself in Christ, feeling physical pain and suffering. God lowered himself and let mere humans beat him, mock him. The God who has all the power of the universe humbled himself to be lower than the angels and to die at our sinful, hateful hands. God knew this would happen ahead of time, and yet he loved us so immensely that he sent his son to suffer a painful death so that we could spend eternity with our Heavenly Father. And that is the story of love. That is the story of Christmas. So today, let's remember the price that God paid for you and for me. Because of how much he loves us, remember what true love is and share that love, God's love, with all. And so with that, I will leave you. And remember, life happens. Let's enjoy it. And Merry Christmas to everyone. And may God bless each of us richly with his grace and his love. Good night.